Welcome into another episode from the Creators Collective. Hit that subscribe button, as the kids would say. Slam, slam, crash, hand. That subscribe button. I don't know. I tried. Hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more. We'd love to have you join the collective bunch. We talk everything between television, film, wrestling, video games, everything in between. Nah, I mean, all gas, no brakes. Anyways, we're talking about Stranger Things Tales from '85. For this one, man, we're gonna go in the lows, we're gonna go in the highs, we're gonna go ahead and rate it. And when I say I'm talking about you too. This is a show where you can participate easily. Just go a little bit, not too far. I don't want you to lose me, but in the comments, go ahead and put your highs, your lows. Go ahead and rate it, and do those things that we do. And also look out for the Discord. Now, with that being said, let's go into it. It says, set in Hawkins, Indiana, in the winter of 1985, 11 and her friends, she's the main person here, there's just no doubt about that, unravel a paranormal mystery terrorizing their own town and terrorizing the English language. For me, it's early. I haven't had a full cup of the doctor's order of coffee. But the low that I will go into, we're just going to immediately go into this. I don't know who this is for. Okay, I know who this is for. This is for kids. These are for fans who just can't get enough. But for the general audience, I would not be surprised if majority of people who are just loving the show, they enjoyed the show. Maybe not the ending, maybe not the final season, but they enjoyed the hell of the show. They probably never paid attention to this, because by the time this show came out, which it came out in April of this year, the conversation was, one, it's not the real voices or the voices from the actual characters. They have a completely different lineup for everybody else for the voices, and they do a good job. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they're doing a disservice. But you don't have them in here. You have their likeness, but not their voice. The other thing that you would have is just the placing of this, and it's like, if these were episodes during down seasons for each season of Stranger Things, I think it's different, because I think it fills in a lot of the information, and I think it would have a significant payoff on certain moments. But it's not. It's coming after the show, as of right now, is gone. Regardless of what spinoffs. People thought the Upside Down, you were going to get one more season or a special episode, or but it is what it is. I think the other negative from it is, I feel like the low is they're trying to ride the wave in a way of a show that we talked about a while back, Jurassic Park's Chaos Theory and Jurassic Park Crave Station Camp. I think that's what it's called. That was a show that I really enjoyed. I put it on for my daughter. She faded off and watched Camp Kikiwaka. But I stayed and watched these kids grow up. As far as a cartoon goes, and I enjoyed the developmental and the writing and the art, and I'm like, this is cool. And I feel like this leans in that way. It also reminds me of Gravity Falls, which is on Disney. Gravity Falls, animation's different, but just the idea of some spooky is going on. It's like, you kind of like think about Ghostbusters as a kid, 85. The cartoon, which I believe there was two cartoons. I'm not going to get into why there was two different Ghostbusters cartoons. The other thing I would say about the negative in it is, I feel like it's just unfortunate, because I going into the stuff I like the artwork. I think it's unfortunate that it's out the way it is now, and how it's probably going to be received, because how it should be received. This is a cool show for like a one Saturday morning, like putting this right after Pepper Ann or something. Or if you are on Nick, you like Doug and Rugrats, and you squeeze this in the middle. Or one of the other show like Cartoon Network, you're sitting there watching Dexter's Laboratory, and then this comes on after it. Or Powderpuff Girls. Like, I feel like it fits into a right vibe of something. Like, right after this, we got wrestling, like something. The animation's cool. The other thing I like about it, it adds another dimension to these characters. And what I mean by that is, I don't necessarily have it over here. My daughter has it. I have a slingshot. Who doesn't have a fucking slingshot? It's a yellow one, but I have a slingshot, and we use it in the backyard, hidden stuff, whatever. I'm trying to get my daughter to learn how to use that before I move her up to not gonna say anything. So Lucas has his slingshot. Each character has their thing, just like we know them to have from the table game, and what makes their character a character. Now, all due respect, I'm more of a bard, a jack of all trades, but I've been known to, get a little pew pew on. But anyways, the third dimension I feel like it adds to the kids is, you see it with Dustin. One time he jumps on a log, flips. You didn't see this because of the limitation of doing the stunts, and maybe you couldn't fit in the story, or just this allows the kids, much like Spider-Man, that's on Disney Plus. Um, there's some other shows I can't think of right now, but there's shows where the characters are moving around, they're doing stuff, and the kids enjoy that. Whether Paw Patrol or the show, like, I mean, even you go old school and you think about Batman Beyond, you think about Spider-Man, Justice League, those shows right there where you're watching a human-like character, or a human character in the sense, and they're going through activities like, ah, man, I believe it can happen. And that's what you get with this. And I think they do a really good job on the animation. The other thing is the music. The music does come in just like the show. It's one of the, I think the secondary third character, which is the music, which is the timeline. The other thing I would say that I really enjoyed was, because they created this world in Georgia. That's really Indiana. I don't understand that. Why say Indiana? Just say fucking Georgia, wherever you're shooting it at, and just let it be there. I don't think anyone's gonna be like, I don't know, man. That story just wouldn't be as powerful. Anyways, I digress. They take you back to some of the famous or iconic for the series canon places that are in Stranger Things. So I'm talking the arcade, I'm talking about the mental hospital. There's just certain places they're taking you back to the school. And it's really cool because for me as a fan, I have, maybe some people will say kidnapped, I have taken my family on a trip through parts of Georgia to see this, so to see the arcade, which is not really there anymore. It is boarded, it's been destroyed and vandalized. But to watch and be like, hey, I've been there, I've got pictures. I'm not going to show you, but allegedly I may have some things from the school that was demolished, as the new school was there, when the series was finished, the basketball area, all that other stuff. So to go through those certain parts and say, hey, I've been there, I have. And so it was really cool for me as a fan to see that. And I thought it was cool. Even I think it's Jackson, Georgia, where they filmed the military spot where the fins were 11, and if you didn't see it, you didn't see it. But the final episode, that the whole standoff stuff, we got a chance to see that. Took the family there. We got a chance to see it, and it was cool. It was a cool thing. So it's really cool to see that they did that. They didn't just blah over it. It looks like the details are there. It's not too scary. I think it's PG. I don't think it's scary enough where you have to worry about anything. I know there's a fast food restaurant that puts toys with this in it, because again, it's a cartoon. But I don't think it's I don't think it's too much different than what kids are watching for the whole Nick Jr., Disney Jr., XD type of stuff. So, watch it, a few episodes yourself. There's 30 minutes each. Season 1, season 2 is supposed to come out in the fall this year, I believe, unless something gets changed. And yeah, let's go ahead and rate it. So here we like to rate things as I try to sip my coffee. You can read that. This is how we rate things. Take a look. That first pour. That's one cup. Gotta get another cup. Gotta get another cup of coffee. Cup of coffee in the morning. Cup of coffee in the big time. Big time. 5. Big guy. Big guy. Big guy. Big guy. SpongeBob is so handsome. You try having kids, man. You start learning fucking dance. I'm not up here doing the floppy sill thing that the kids are doing, but I'm 6, 7. There's no 6 or 7 on the scale. I'm gonna give it an average. It's 3 is average. There's nothing bad about it. I think if you're a kid, Saturday morning cartoons, put this on here. Even if you didn't watch Stranger Things, I think it's cool. I think it would have been cool, like I said, if this would have came out during the run of the series. I think it would have been cool had it continued the storyline, or but you really can't. You can't make this Tales from the Crypt. You can't make it darker than it is now. You can't R.L. Stein it, Goosebumps it. This is kind of getting you into that thriller type of thing. So I think it's a decent watch. I would say as a parent, watch an episode or two, see if it's your jam for your kids. And then after that, maybe your kids can watch. No, you can't. I don't think you can go into watching this and saying, I'm ready for the real Stranger Things and I'm a kid. Unless some of the kids are out here watching shit. They're watching Power. They're watching American Hunted. Like, some of these kids are out here fucking doing it. There's some kids that my daughter was like, they watch Stranger Things. I'm like, the cartoon hasn't come out yet. No, Stranger Things. I'm like, hey man, to each his own. Hit the subscribe button. To each his own. But I digress. Let me know in the comments what you think, highs and lows. You could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here. I greatly appreciate that. Until next time.